ideally, William, Ukrainians would like to get security guarantees, but of course, it's a long way to those security guarantees with the uncertainty that is now, representing the help of the U.S. towards Kyiv. So what Ukrainians are hoping for is at least more help from the allies that it knows it can count on: France, the UK, Turkey, and all the European leaders who will be in London today, or represented in London today. There's already been some good news for Ukraine in the form of that loan, over 3 billion euros loan by the UK, part of which will already be transferred to Ukraine as early as next week. So this loan will enable Ukraine to produce more of what it needs for its own defense. So such initiatives are much welcome here in Kyiv, where, as I was saying, there's uncertainty as to the future of any future help coming from Washington, especially when it comes to military equipment. And just as we've heard, there are some things that will be missed if not given by America. But now Kyiv really looks up to Europe to see what next might come. And I would like to point out that here in Ukraine, people will not stop fighting, even if the U.S. stops funding Ukraine and contributing to Ukraine's defense. This is simply unthinkable for Ukrainians at this stage.
Yeah, and that's an important point to bring up, isn't it, Emmanuelle? Because as these diplomats are meeting, that war continuing on the ground, more strikes overnight. What more can you tell us?
Absolutely. Those strikes, they happen every day, every night. Last night only, there were 79 drones that were launched, kamikaze drones that were launched by Russia across Ukraine. The city of Kharkiv was hit once again. Just to give you an idea, we've had some figures from Kharkiv's mayor, Igor Zinyabuhov, who said that over 163 buildings in the city have been damaged just for the months of February in Kharkiv. This is the second biggest city of Ukraine. The day before yesterday, a hospital was hit, a literary museum was hit. There's been over 2,000 windows blown up by those drones. So the level of destruction in each city that is being targeted is huge, and you have to multiply it by the number of cities where those drones, even when they are intercepted, their debris cause damage, and that's for air raids only. And of course, we have this over 1,000 kilometers long front line that Ukraine is still defending, and it's still holding. And for the past 3 consecutive months, Russian advances have slowed down. It's been 3 months that they haven't gained a significant amount of square kilometers or any strategic target. Pokrovsk has been a huge target for Russia since last summer. Russia has been closing in, but it still hasn't managed to capture this big city. There were 60,000 inhabitants in Pokrovsk last summer. Now it's a ghost city that is being transformed into rubble by Russia, but it still hasn't managed to conquer it. And in the meantime, the Ukrainian armed forces continue their strike deep into Russian territory to try and disrupt Russian military logistics. And also, it's worth to say that as much as Russia manages small advances in some villages in the eastern part of the country, Ukraine also manages its own advances. Has liberated this week the village of Kotliny. This is 10 kilometers west of Pokrovsk, and it's quite strategic because it's on the road between Pokrovsk and the western city of Dnipro. So there are also successes here on the ground by the Ukrainian army, and maybe we should also remember those ones when we look at the bigger picture.